Welcome to A Shot of Rock. I'm your host, Alex, and I am here with Ari from Otep and Dystrophy.
Yeah.
Okay, so how's the tour been so far?
Great. We're, I think, on day 4 or 5.
I think it's 4.
Yeah. Okay, 4.
Yeah.
We've had 2 days off, so it's a little weird in there. You know, it was like 6 days, but only 4 shows.
Oh.
But it's all right. It ended up being an okay way to start the tour. We had to fix some merch stuff, and there's always something you have to prepare. And so a day off, it's not really a day off. It's just a day you're not playing, but you're working.
Right. So you started out here in Iowa with a band called Dystrophy.
Right.
And did you tour with Otep before she asked you to do backing?
Yeah, we sure did. That was our first tour after we signed to Victory Records in 2009. I think August 2009, they told us to go tour with Otep. We were direct support, and she and I ended up getting along. She was kind of known for being a recluse and reclusive, and not coming off the bus and stuff like that. And I think she saw me work. I was always working out, like doing kettlebell stuff, and I was right next to the bus, I guess. So she saw this crazy guy doing these things, and she came out one time and she's like, "Hey, well, what are you doing there?" And we just kind of bonded over fitness, exercise stuff, because she was very interested in getting into that. And so that was kind of where we started, and we did I think at least 1 or 2 more tours with her. And then it ended up that her whole band basically, quit or had other stuff to do. And she asked if my band, Dystrophy at the time, would open for her and be her backing band. And so it was a really weird idea, and we ended up doing it and got along great. And here we are, 4 years later, really.
Did you help write for Hydra, the latest album? Yeah,
I'd say like the songs ones are mostly mine, and the interludes, I think I did a good amount of those as well. But that was kind of she and I and Ulrich Wild working in Los Angeles with some riffs I guess I started with that I made here in Iowa and sent with the internet. And she heard, I like this one, and let's develop those. And so we did that over a week in Los Angeles.
Nice. I saw you were given credit for engineering on it.
I think that's fair to say. Yeah, because on that one we were using digital drums. So there was parts that I literally played with my fingers, and all this other kind of piano parts, and just kind of the overall genesis of the sound. I don't know if I had so much to do with the final sound, but I was definitely part of the DNA, I would say.
I know. Oh, brain fart. I had a question. Oh, it's gone. Hold on. We'll look at it. Okay, so you went to school. Did you learn sound in Iowa City at the University of Iowa?
Yeah. I took some. I can't remember what it was now, the name of the class, but it was at the University of Iowa, and we, as part of our training, we would record like the classical stuff, at the School of Music, and. I learned about tape machines and how to clean them and all that kind of stuff. And it was a great class, a lot of fun. Especially there's not a recording engineer school at Iowa. At least there wasn't. I don't know what there is now.
We do. We have sound design in theater, which I took that, which then took me to doing like 6 shows. Doing sound design for, but it's an entirely different thing. But we also go over how to like hook up for bands.
Oh, nice.
And whenever my teacher would talk about that, he'd stare at me while he did it. And I'm like, I can't remember a thing you said. Okay. Sorry, Brian.
Nice.
But did that help you more for when you recorded for Dystrophy? Or just working with it? Yeah,
you just learned some basic stuff in that you could apply to anything. I would say I was pretty well into it, before then, experimenting at home with digital recorders and stuff like that, which was very new at the time, like 94, 95. That stuff was like cutting edge. Nobody had it. We were pretty excited and privileged to have those things.
And you started Dystrophy when you were in high school?
Yeah, it was just like a pet project, 92, I think. We were just doing like Metallica and Megadeth covers, and the bass player, he said, well, we should do like original stuff. I should, since I was writing some things. And, he thought I should develop, and that's how it started. And so, I quit my own band a couple times. I figured I'm done with this and I'll move on, but there was always like some sort of thing that would pull me back into it, some opportunity. Mm-hmm. I was definitely done with it in 2006, and then met up with another guy who was like, well, we can probably get signed if you do this and that, and we did end up getting signed 3 years later.
I heard that you guys got sent out to tour with Otep, and you're like, but we're not done recording.
Well, yeah, that's correct. And we ended up finishing on the road. I should have managed the time better, to be honest with you. I had a lot of recording. I have a recording studio in Iowa that I still operate, and I had like projects coming in at the same time after we just got signed, and it was trying to do that and write more songs and record and refine the old ones. I tried to do way too much, and it is what it is.
Well, that's a lesson.
Yeah.
Manage your time better. But so how did you guys do it when you were on the road?
We would stay in hotels. We got a hotel every night, and the guys would go to sleep. I would record, and then they would wake up and drive, and I would go to sleep, and then we'd get to the next venue and just do it again. We did that for a couple weeks until it finished, and it was awful. I missed out on it. They all went out like in New Orleans or something like that and hung out with the Otep guys. I kind of regret not getting into that, but I had to finish the vocals.
Yeah.
So
have to do what you have to do.
Right.
And since you have the recording studio, you've recorded a lot of the bands that are out of Des Moines, actually, right?
Yeah. I've definitely worked with a good number of them. It's been a couple years since I've been able to do it as much. I'd say in the last 2-3 years I kind of fallen out of touch, but I still would love to keep working with anybody who wants to work.
Well, I know you did. I watched a Snowball, I think is what it was, interview, something like that.
Yeah.
Laser ? Right. Where you're like, it's kind of my show, because it was like Index Case and Dead Horse Trauma and some other bands, and you're like, I've recorded them all.
Of them. Yeah, all of them I did. It was really fun. Those were fun shows.
Have you seen the Dead Horse Trauma went on tour actually? Not too long ago?
I did. Proud of those guys. Representing local Des Moines. I don't know. Yeah. I guess I'm still Iowa City, but I always kind of felt related to Des Moines because we played there so often and had great success.
I think Des Moines has a better rock scene than Iowa City does.
Yeah, Iowa City we were always like.
I started this so I could make people in Iowa City watch rock bands.
Good.
I had access to their.
It's a very college rocky town. At least it was back in the 90s.
Now it's like hipster. It's super hipster.
I think that's what it has. The new name for what that was.
Yeah, probably.
So, and different clothes, tighter pants, I guess.
I guess. I don't know. I've seen a lot of like heavy metal bands with skinny jeans. I'm like, I can't fit in those.
Skinny are these? I don't know, but yeah, they're all skinny on my legs, I guess.
So when Otep first asked you guys to back, what was that like? Were you kind of worried about it? Or?
Yeah, absolutely. We were in a odd way threatened by our label because we were thinking, I'd love to do it, but at the same time, we had this album we really believed in. We thought it was going to take off, and I said, I'd love to do it, but we just really have to focus on this thing. And she was like, okay, that's cool. I respect you. And then the label was like, if you don't do this, we're going to shelve your album. And it was kind of a painful thing. So I told her, I was like, well, I guess we'll do it. And she said, well, let's clear the air. I hear something's going on. And she heard about that. And it was kind of collusion between the label and her manager at the time. And honestly, she fired him like a couple days later or the next day. So that always kind of stuck with me,
Yeah.
She found out that we were getting treated shady, and she did something about it. She's great like that.
That's kind of awesome.
Yeah. And I still don't regret it. I mean, it's been a great, awesome experience. I love working for her, and what she is doing is actually close enough to what I want to do that it still feels like my thing.
Yeah.
But it's kind of more fun sometimes to make somebody else happy.
Yeah.
Whereas sometimes when you follow your own thing, you can get lost in all sorts of places.
I know I saw an interview where it was the one where you were in, where you said 5 words. The guy didn't ask you any questions, so
what am I?
And she said that your guy, you visually saw what she wanted to do. You were similar.
Yeah.
I think is how she put it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because you're right, she'll say something and I'll be like, well, she doesn't really mean that. I know what she means, and I'll do that. She said, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And I think that is a good example of how we communicate sometimes. She'll say something and somebody else might be like, what? And I get it, and I do it. It's easy.
Did you expect that to happen when you first went out on tour ever with her?
I think we always click pretty well, you know. And you learn, when you're working with somebody, you get to know them better and better. And you get a shorthand for what they want. And it becomes easier, for sure.
You also, I read that you are kind of like the physical trainer for everyone on tour.
Yeah, we love to work out, and you know, for my character on stage, it's kind of like this Spartan, steampunk Spartan is what I wanted to do, and so that's kind of part of it, you know. I have to watch my diet. Can't eat any fun things. I haven't eaten any fun things in like a month.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know, it's depressing.
I've had like 7 donuts this last week.
Yeah, my drummer is just eating cookies right in front of me, just cruelly. It's just part of, you know, just trying to put on a fun show, and it's very enjoyable to have that to look forward to in the day. You get that done, you feel accomplished, and then you go do your set. It's a great way to do it instead of, I don't know, just lounging around, which can happen, and I see it happen to a lot of people.
That's what I do, but mine's like in front of the computer working on this stuff, so I kind of have no choice. It's kind of hard to do squats while you're trying to edit pictures and stuff. Sure. So
I know what you mean.
You do, because you're always in front of a computer when you record.
Absolutely, yeah, and it ruins you. It's hurt my hands and everything. Sorry, I'm getting a TM. I'm also the tour manager, and I get 1,000 requests from my own band and from outside the band.
I can understand. It's all right.
Jeez.
It's all good. We can edit this out. No one will ever fucking know. I mean, I swear a lot. It's my vice.
That's okay. That's
way too much. Were you in the Apex Predator video?
I was not. I didn't get a chance to fly out for it, yeah, I guess funny enough, my involvement on that song was very minimal. Yeah, actually, almost none. I think I did like some overdub part or something. And to be honest, the style of the song never felt like a live song to me. So I essentially reworked it into a heavy song.
Yeah.
Like, to me, what is more appropriate for what we do live, and that's what we play. That's the version we play, and I really enjoy that song. That version of, like, you know, it's more of a rock metal song, whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, you'll hear it tonight. So.
Awesome. But since you weren't in that, what was your experience like when you did the oh, for Christ's sake, the Way of the World and the Reconnect videos, because that was the same night, right?
Right, we did those back to back, and that was kind of our first bigger budget video, and Rage, the Restaghini, the director, who's done, you know, like Puff Daddy and all this kind of stuff, P. Diddy, whatever he is now. We got to work with him and see how you know, the real deal happens, and that was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. I'd look forward to doing something like that again with you know, this next thing that we'll do.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like, did you expect that you would do 2 in one night? Because you did it right after the show.
Yeah, that was a tight tour, and we just had to do a lot of things that we weren't expecting.
And you had a flare in your face.
That's right. Yeah, I was coughing on that flare. I remember that. That was amazingly.
I watched the video and I'm like, where is that light?
Yeah, it's right. It was right there, and I didn't think about it until we started doing the takes, and it was just blasting me with that smell.
That's funny.
Yeah, that flare.
That'd be fun to see, like, how it was made video.
I think with stuff like that, it would be really.
It would. would. I think it would help a lot. So I'm going to do some real quick random ass questions that I did not steal from That Metal Show.
No problem.
AKA that I stole from That Metal Show. Okay, so first album you ever purchased?
Oh. Probably like purchase? Was it Michael Jackson Thriller maybe? I don't know. Maybe. That was bought for me. I don't remember what I actually bought first. Could have been a metal album.
I know I had my mom buy the first album that I count as buying.
Yeah.
I gave her the money and she bought it.
Nice.
Because I wasn't old enough to buy it.
Good of her, good of her.
Yep. Okay. First song you learned to play?
That would probably be, well, if you're talking about guitars, it would be a Metallica song. Something. Maybe For Whom the Bell Tolls or something like that.
That's awesome. What is your number one vice?
Vice?
Yeah.
Ooh, cookies or ice cream.
That's awesome. We'd get along well.
Yeah.
You have no idea. Weirdest rumor you've ever heard about yourself?
That's a good question. I don't know. I don't hear too much. I really don't. I don't look at Facebook as much as I probably should, or I don't know.
Maybe it's a good thing you don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't pay attention if it happened.
I asked Doyle, and he's like, steroids.
Oh, okay, nice.
He paused, and he's like, steroids?
Steroids?
It was like, steroids, question mark. And it made me laugh. Best concert you've ever been to?
Ooh. That Metallica 20th anniversary was pretty amazing in San Francisco. I got lucky. A friend of mine hooked me up with a ticket. We went together. We saw Metallica 4 nights in a row, or in a week. And there was only 1,000 people in there. It was amazing.
Really?
Yeah.
That's shocking.
It was amazing.
I think there was more people when they played Antarctica.
Yeah. Well, this was a special thing. You couldn't get in. Nobody could get in.
Really?
Yeah, it was only to the... I've been really lucky in that regard. I haven't had to sign anything too gross. Yeah, nothing noteworthy that I can think of. You know, nothing like, oh my God, you won't believe this.
Right.
You know.
I had someone that had, they signed some lady's butthole.
Ooh, no.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Right?
No.
People are weird.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
I guess I'm lucky I'm busy.
There you go. Okay. Biggest pet peeve of the rock genre?
Ooh. Biggest pet peeve. I don't know.
You have to come along.
There's so many.
Just pick one or
just
two.
One? I don't know.
You can say multiple. I don't care. You're the one that's on time.
Yeah. I don't know. You know, everybody. I'm glad that everyone enjoys what they enjoy. I'm kind of so withdrawn from it at this point that I can't even work myself up to get upset about things anymore. I just accept it. Maybe that's being an old fart too.
Yes, because you're still old.
Those kids, you know. Yeah. Well, I'll be 40 next year, so it's getting up there. And doing this, living like a child.
Yeah.
So
I can understand that.
Yeah, nothing really.
All right. What's one thing if a band came to you to have them record that you'd be like, I'm not doing that?
I haven't said no yet, so I can't give you a good answer on that one either.
Dang it.
I've recorded some pretty interesting things.
What's an interesting? Okay, so I know where you need to be getting going.
Yeah, literally in a minute.
Yeah. So what's one?
Do it for the right reasons, and you'll be happy. And do it for the wrong reasons, and either you'll get lucky and maybe be happy, or you'll probably be unhappy. Because it's a lot of work, I think. But it's fun. You know, it's just like any job.
All right. That's it for Shot of Rock. I'm your host, Alex. This has been my interview with Ari from Otep and Dystrophy, representing Iowa. We'll see you at the Rock Show.